and welcome to TV with Lisa. That's two E's all the way around. T-E-E-V-E-E. I'm Lisa with two E's also. Welcome to my podcast, and it's all about TV. This week is kind of a sad week for me because the main reason I started this podcast was Schitt's Creek on the Pop TV network, and its season finale was this week. So I'm very sad. And it's kind of strange because I think I've been trying too hard to find a new show to watch, and I cannot find a new show. I've tried a couple, and one of them, I can't even remember which one it was. It was not, it didn't catch my attention right away. But another one I want to talk about, and maybe some of you have watched it and have gotten further into it, but it's a show starring Will Arnett, and it's on Netflix, and I love Will Arnett. And if you don't know who Will Arnett is, he was married to Amy Poehler, which, hello, who doesn't love Amy Poehler? But he was married to Amy Poehler, and he was in Arrested Development. He was in a really good show. I thought it was a good show, but it was canceled, and it was, I think, on NBC, actually, and it was with Christina Applegate, and they were new parents. I really liked that show. I thought it was a good show. It starred Maya Rudolph, too. This new show with Will Arnett is on Netflix exclusive. It's a Netflix original, and it's called Flaked. I was excited to watch it, but I was disappointed. I watched, I think, 2 episodes, and yeah, the first episode, it provided a little twist that you didn't expect. That's what led me to go ahead and watch the second episode, and I could put it in my 30-minute quickies because it is only 30 minutes long. So, you don't have to spend a lot of time watching it, but I was kind of disappointed. It didn't grab me. I expected to really love it because it was Will Arnett. It's a dark comedy, I would say, which I like, but I'm just not into it yet. And I do want to give it another chance because, like I said, I'm trying to find a new show to replace Schitt's Creek. And I don't know if, 1, I'm just making too high of expectations, or 2, I'm trying too hard to find a new show, or 3, I don't know what 3 is, but 2, about the 2 reasons I just can't find any TV shows. I just can't find anything new. I want to find something current. Now, last week, I texted Matt about getting those premium channels, and we were all waiting to see what he would say. He didn't text me through the whole recording of the show. He didn't even say anything at the house. But we went out later that day. We went to Best Buy, and as we were walking into the store, his comments were, "So, you ordered premium channels." So anyway, yeah, that's the only thing he said, and that was hours later. So I don't know why he didn't text me back. But anyway, so he wasn't upset or anything. As a matter of fact, we started watching Homeland. I know we're really late. We never watched Homeland because A, we didn't have the premium channels, and B, we weren't going to pay for the extra Showtime stuff that you could actually pay just to have that. Well, we weren't going to do that, but so I downloaded, since you have the premium channels, you get to download all that stuff. So we did, and we got 3 episodes into Homeland, and pretty addicting, I must say. And I think I've already mentioned that Homeland was filmed not too far from here in Charlotte. Usually what happens is, if there is a show that we both like, he doesn't like to sit and watch TV like I do. But also, well, wait, hold on. He does, except his TV, he and Brandon will sit downstairs and watch hours and hours of ESPN, which I don't understand because ESPN shows the same stuff over and over and over again. So they'll watch ESPN. He has no problem like that. But I like to watch shows at night before I go to bed. And usually he'll fall asleep during shows. He can fall asleep on a roller coaster, I guess, but he will fall asleep during shows. And then he's on shift. So I am watching TV shows. So if he's working nights, I mean, that's too bad. So there's been dozens of shows that I have watched that he hasn't, but he hasn't really shown much interest. Like, I completely caught up to I think through 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, and he hasn't even gotten through the first 5 episodes of season 1. When Breaking Bad came on Netflix, same thing happened. I told him about it. We watched the first couple, and then his shift, or he didn't go to bed at the same time. You know what? I don't have time to sit and wait for you to watch a show with me. I cannot do it. It's not fair to me. And so we just don't watch the same shows usually, or I'm finished with an entire series and he hasn't even finished the first season. So this is a little bit different. He specifically he specifically said, do not watch any more Homelands without me. So have we watched any since the first night that we watched 3? No. Again, because he's not going to bed at the same time. And so I can't watch any more Homelands. And I told him that I did watch some, and I yelled out from upstairs. I'm like, man, I watched some more Homelands, and was a little silent. He just said, why would you do that? And of course I didn't. I do have Homeland to watch, but nothing new. But if you haven't watched Homeland, I recommend it. It's very good. I'm sure everybody has watched Homeland already. But again, it's on Showtime, so it's pretty hard to, if you don't have Showtime, you're going to have to pay for it. I think you can buy the seasons on Amazon Prime like everything else. But I'm looking for a comedy. I'm wanting to find something new and current. So please help. I need something new. Well, welcome back, Lorrie. I know this is 2 weeks in a row you've done a podcast with me. Usually I can't say usually because we've only done 5 podcasts, but before I had a week before. So thank you for coming back.
No, thank you for having me.
Well, a lot's happened in the last week. Boy, we had graduation.
Oh my gosh.
Our kids graduated high school.
I can't believe it.
Boy, was graduation crazy or what?
Oh, the weeks leading up to graduation were insanity.
Yeah.
Chaos.
It was hard to watch TV, wasn't it?
Yes, very hard. I have to DVR, like you said, and save them up.
Yeah. So the last time we left off, Lorrie, we were talking about a show called Outcast, and my surprise to you was that I got premium television, which
my gosh.
I know is so exciting. I've never paid for TV like that. I've never paid for those premium shows, and usually I get them for free for a couple months, and then it's
yes, I know. And then you wait for the free weekend that comes I don't know, it comes maybe 4 times a year.
Oh, see, I never pay attention. And that last time, you're the one who told me. And I'm like, yes, how many, oh my God, I got to record
I know
this
my
movie.
husband and I go through the whole weekend, and we try to, record all the shows that we're not going to be able to see.
That's right. So Outcast. For those of you who don't know, it's a paranormal
I think it has to do with demons or devils.
Yeah,
or
something like that. I don't, I'm not really sure about that.
Exorcism.
And Lorrie and I were supposed to have date night to watch the premiere, but we just didn't get to it because of graduation. We had friends and family in there. So, but kind of good because at least we can talk about it. And if you guys haven't seen it, maybe it's something that you would like to start to watch. But I'll start out with, it is on Cinemax. And Lorrie, I know we started talking about scary shows, which I really am not into, but why paranormal, demons and stuff like that? You like that kind of thing?
I don't know why I'm attracted. Ghosts also. I don't know why I'm attracted to paranormal.
Do you believe, okay, we're getting into that.
Right. I'm not a true believer. I'm a skeptic by nature. Mm-hmm. But, I think everyone has had some kind of an experience in their lifetime where they keep thinking about it, and you kind of, even just watching stupid shows like that, or stupid movies or whatever, you're taking that information in to see if it helps you figure out what had happened to you.
See, I have not.
Oh my gosh.
I have not. I've never had that experience. I'm more of a skeptic. I just don't believe in it. But and to be honest with you, and I'm sorry if this offends people out there, I kind of think you're cuckoo. If you
I'm pretty cuckoo.
I don't think you're cuckoo for believing. I don't mean that. I think you're cuckoo if you insist. That's what I'm kind of like, and I don't mean it that way, but I don't know.
You don't take the time to think about that stuff. You're just like, I know it's not true in your head, and you don't.
I don't even say, I know that's not true. That's not what I say. I say, gosh, I haven't seen it. I have to see it to believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe in it, but if it did happen, you know, whatever, it'd be scary. But, when people tell me stories, I do roll my eyes, and my answer is, there's a scientific explanation for it. That's my go-to. There's a there's a guy, I want to say he's called I don't know if it's the Great Randy or whatever, but he has for years, decades, offered people millions of dollars to prove to them what they say is true. And everybody's tried it, and he can replicate it because he knows the science behind it. And that's kind of my opinion on it. And so that's why I don't understand myself, why those kind of movies scare the crap out of me. Because I don't believe,
Right. Yeah. If you don't believe it at all.
And it's not like I'm like, it's aliens. There's a possibility, but have they come here? I know some people that swear aliens are walking among us and they're here pretending to be people. And to me, that is cuckoo. I'm sorry. That's not, but I'm not discounting it. My theory or my view is it hasn't happened to me, so I don't believe it. People that insist, whatever, I always say there's a scientific explanation for it. But that being said, Outcast, Lorrie, I have read. It's from the same makers of The Walking Dead.
Yes.
And there's been several articles on Entertainment Weekly that's interviewing the Robert Kirkman, and he talks about how it's kind of the same but totally different from The Walking Dead, but it's much scarier. Ooh. And first of all, that scares the crap out of me.
I'm going to have to hold your hand.
I know. That scares the crap out of me. And then again, I don't really care if it's scary. Like, is it scarier than The Walking Dead? Is it just as good as The Walking Dead?
Yes.
I'm more interested in that.
Right. Well, again, you're saying are the characters as one, as
Fear the Walking Dead, we talked about.
Right. Yeah. You want characters that you're really going to invest in and enjoy and want to know what's going to happen to them next.
So why demonic possessions? What does that for you? What about that does
I
it
don't
for you?
know. I'm going to just say that I enjoy I enjoy watching this. No. I don't. I think I enjoy the good and evil, good versus evil. I like survival shows that show, that the best of somebody comes out. So although you're talking about something that's very bad, and you're talking about the devil, that's going to be bad, I know there's going to be the opposite. And for me, it's the goodness that comes out, and I'm always the one that's looking for the people that have some light in their body, in their soul, that comes out and vanquishes the evil.
Oh, see, I'm just about how does it make me feel? Like, if it's a good scary, I'm all about it. But I'm not like, we do have those discussions. So we do have a lot of deep discussions about characters and motivations a lot. But so you guys are probably wondering, why on earth am I spending all this time talking about Outcast when these are not the kind of things I watch? I'm scared. I don't like them. I don't believe in them. Like, why? Well, it really is very simple. It's because it's filmed where we live. Yes. And actually, we live in a how can I explain it? A county where we live. There's a larger population than where it takes place, and it's supposed to be set in a town called Rome, West Virginia, and we do not live in West Virginia, but they of course are filming on location here, and they have transformed the little downtown area, which is has 3 stoplights. It's very small, and they've painted murals on the wall of West Virginia, and then they also have like a little they've taken one of the buildings and it's Rome Police Department or something like that. So that's really cool because I pass it every day coming home from school. So really,
we feel like we're in the midst of it.
Yeah, and I really do, and you probably agree. You really want to see the show anyway, but
I did.
I think you want to see, hey, that landmark, or
yes,
I know what
absolutely,
that is.
yes. Oh, well, we feel almost like we're part of the show. I mean, you can be an extra,
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, it was filmed at one of the schools that I don't work in the schools, but it's the district that I work in. And so there are going to be students from my district, and then there are some of my friends I've heard have been on as extras. And
we might be surprised who we're watching, and we'll see all these faces that we recognize.
Yeah. So I thought that would be very, very exciting to be not a part of, but have you been an extra? Were you an extra?
I was an extra when I was young. I think I was about 18 for a movie called what was it called? Obviously it wasn't that, but I'm thinking I cannot remember the name of the movie, but
where was it? Where was it?
It was in New Jersey, and we actually were at the Giants stadium.
Oh.
And it was the middle of July, so it was super hot, and we had to pretend it was the winter time or fall, late fall. So we had winter coats on. We were all told to bring parkas and hats and everything. We were so hot that we were just like putting our hands through it. We weren't actually wrapping ourselves in our coats. We just put them over our shoulders and held them because we were like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I remember my brother, oh my gosh, he went up to one of the stars. She was in, I'm terrible with names as well, but she was in, it was a show with all women, and Jessica Sarah Parker was.
Square Pegs?
No. It was
Sex in the City?
Yes, Sex in the City.
Oh,
who's the one that's very sexy?
Oh, yeah. Samantha.
Samantha, yes, the one who played Samantha.
Yeah, Samantha.
Yes, so he went up to her because she was in
Kim
a movie.
Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall, thank you.
Okay.
She was in a movie called Porky's. And my brother had seen that.
Wait, hold on. A movie called Porky's? Like, who doesn't know Porky's? Come on.
I know. All right, you recall that movie? She was in there, and apparently there was something that happened with sweat socks. And so my brother went up to her and asked her if she'd been sniffing any sweat socks or something. I was mortified.
Oh my God.
It was horrible. So that was pretty much ended my extra career.
Yeah, well, we can look up the name of the movie. Everybody look up Kim Cattrall. Was it a sports movie? I don't know.
Porky's? It was like a high school.
No.
You
weren't
sorry.
an extra for
I keep
Porky's.
wanting to say Blink 182, but it was not Blink 182. It was something like that. It was like a word and a couple of numbers. That's it,
Okay, so it was a sports movie because I think I know what you're talking about.
And
yes. Was Burt Reynolds in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was with Hutton. Timothy Hutton.
Timothy Hutton.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to look that up and see what movie that is. So you were an extra in there.
Yes.
And
my brother and I.
Now, where we live, there's tons of movies being filmed. And there's a Homeland for Showtime is actually filmed in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is basically where we live. You have to say, where are you from? You say, well, I live outside of Charlotte, because nobody knows where we live. But that's the one thing with my premium channels. Man,
you're gonna get all of them.
Oh yeah, I've already recorded all of the Homeland.
I heard the the first couple of seasons were incredible, and then they had one not so great season. And
don't you? I hate that.
Well, I mean, you can only have so much. I can imagine the writers are stumped a little bit, but
I mean, that's their job.
Well, I was gonna say there's plenty of stuff going around to give them inspiration. Unfortunately,
I know that is true. So I'm looking forward to watching Homeland, but there have been lots of calls for extras in a lot of movies, and Hilda, your neighbor, always posts about extras needed. And as a matter of fact, her daughter was in the Hunger Games, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes,
that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, she was an extra in that.
Did you see her when you watched the movie? Did you find her? Do you know what scene she was in? Or
I know she was in the scene. Where they were where they chose the sister of the main character.
Katniss.
Of Katniss. They chose her sister, and then she went up. It was that big group of light-haired children.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So that's exciting. So there's lots of extra opportunities.
Well, we had another friend, Vicky, whose son was in the movie Mac, the dog. He was riding a bicycle.
Oh, really? That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
So, I mean, definitely they're using talent from the area.
Yeah. Well, I think there's incentives for North and South Carolina as far as the government giving incentives to Hollywood to film here because it brings in so much revenue. But let's not get political on my show.
What? You not get political?
I want to be an extra.
I know, me too. You know, you're going to tell that story.
Lorrie and I talked about being extras, or excuse me, zombies, because zombies are not extras. They're the main part. But zombies on The Walking Dead, because where they film is not too far away from here. It's just a couple hours, maybe 4 hours or so. And then we read like the qualifications to be zombies, and you have to be thin, or
no, you had to be like emaciated, and we were like, we are fat. Okay, like, we would have had to. We could have been in the Fear of The Walking Dead at the beginning.
Yes, where all the zombies are fat. Yeah,
prior to being skinny, we were like the fat guy in The Walking Dead that ran and fell. Right.
I think it's discrimination. I mean, come on. Right. Why can't I be one that just
we could have been a bloated zombie.
That's right. Why can't I have been? If I'm a zombie, I'm still going to eat. So I'm not, I'll eat another zombie.
We probably would have been the queen of zombies, because we would have been, eating all, pushing all the other zombies away so we could get the food.
Get the food. That's why I don't understand. Like, you don't turn and then you become skinny, because God help me, I guess I got to be zombie to be thin.
All right, well, apparently.
I mean, that doesn't make sense. I mean, when fat people die, they don't, they're fat zombies.
Well, I guess because, the scenes they're recording now are, they've been in this apocalypse for quite some time. So everyone's low on food.
Okay, well, what about the second or third season? There's still going to be some fat zombies.
Well, I think we were looking later on. They were recording the fourth season when you're looking into it. But you notice that all of the actors of the people who are, still human, they're all getting skinnier too. Well, so I would not want to be those actors, because they probably, started out feeling pretty good, and now all of a sudden they have to like eat salads all the time because they have to lose weight for the part.
Well, maybe I was from another area, another group that we had lots of food to eat.
You could have been up in the mountains.
And I could have just died and been a fat zombie. I'm sorry.
I think there was just too much thought into it,
I guess. I don't know.
But we would have been good zombies.
Yeah. We would have done a good job, I think. But anyway, so that was my wish, to be an extra, which I couldn't be. So then my dream died.
Maybe you can be a demon in Outcast.
There. I've been called worse.
Well, you could do your rebel yell.
No, I've retired that.
I
promise I will
Don't
not
do it
do
on
that.
this.
No, gosh, no. I think most of the people listening have heard it. So they know my little scream that I do, and no.
Their ears bled at one point.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, so anyway. So that was Outcast. I am very excited to watch. Thank you again, 2 weeks in a row, Lorrie. I'm impressed. And you know what? Since graduation is over and now you don't have to drive kids back and forth.
Hey, I'll have more time. I can watch more TV and I can yap more with you.
That is the spirit. I love to hear that.
We need to get all of your equipment out on the front porch so we can, I don't know, drink Mai Tais and sit on the porch rocking.
We would hear a lot. That's like... Technically, I would have to really work at that to get out the sound, because right now you can hear lawnmowers on the recordings through the windows.
At least someone's doing that, because mine is about up to my knees.
Well, graduation's over now. Get to mowing. Get to mowing, Kyle.
Well, I guess we'll lose weight if I'm mowing.
Then we can be zombies.
There you go.
Okay,
that's a good reason to lose weight.
Okay, on that note, Lorrie, thank you again.
Thank you.
On to Schitt's Creek season finale. You've heard me say it 1,000 times that it was the season finale, which of course makes me sad, but I'm always glad when I'm watching it. And this episode was much more of an emotional ending than it was a haha funny episode. And the Rose family kind of comes to some realization in this episode. As a matter of fact, if I hadn't already known that Schitt's Creek had been renewed for a third season, I kind of thought that this could be the series finale, which, okay, thank God it's not, but it could have been, I think, the way that this episode went. And this episode was Moira and John's anniversary. This is Moira's reaction to David and Alexis after they wish her... Well, actually, they were forced to wish her a happy anniversary.
Congratulations on your ongoing love for one another. You did it.
Okay, kids, that's enough. You sound like the incestuous Bloomfields.
So that's that. Now, my favorite David line of the week, of course, because I have to have my weekly David, aka Daniel Levy, favorite quote or exchange, whatever you want to call it, is again between him and Stevie, which people are wondering if he and Stevie are going to get together, which I'm not giving anything away really, but I don't really like those two together. I like them better as friends. Here is another exchange between David and Stevie.
I will have you know that headshot got me a 2-episode arc on a TV series.
What series?
Dateline. I played a boy who got abducted from a grocery store.
Wow.
Yeah, and the performance was so riveting, people thought I actually was the Value Mart victim.
Oof.
I love you, Daniel Levy. Well, that's it. That's all I got for you. And I don't know what's going to happen next week when I don't have a Schitt's Creek segment. Sad, but life goes on. Shows get made, and there's always time to discover something new. I want to thank Lorrie for being my guest once again. And again, thank you for all your support. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to follow me on Twitter at TV with Lisa. TEEVEE with LEESA. That's me. Find me on Facebook. I have a page with the same name. And please share. Hopefully next week I will have found something to try to get you to watch with me. Thanks, guys. Bye.